Solving multi-step equations. To begin with, we have some review. Simplify each algebraic expression. So what we're going to have to do is distribute, combine like terms. Really, those are the only two steps we have. Distribute and then combine like terms. So to begin with, we'll go ahead and distribute this 3 to both of these two terms. And so we'll get 3 times x, which is 3x, and 3 times 3, which is 9. So we have a plus 9. Next, we need to distribute a negative 2. Negative 2 times x will give us a negative 2x. Negative 2 times 3 will give us a negative 6. So we'll have negative 2x minus 6. Now, when we combine like terms here, we have a 3x minus 2x. 3 minus 2 is 1, and then we have x, so 1x. Next, we have plus 9 and a minus 6. So when you add those two together, we get a positive 3. So our answer there is 1x plus 3, or simply x plus 3. You could also write that these two are the same. They represent the same thing. Number 2, we'll first distribute this 3/5 right here. So we're going to take 3/5, and all it's going to do is change the numbers right here. So 3/5 times 15, which happens to be 9. So I have 9a squared b. Okay, we're going to have a minus in here. We'll take 3/5 times negative 40, which turns out to be 24, so minus 24ab squared. Notice I'm leaving the variable the same, a squared b, ab squared. All right, second half, take 2/3 times 33. That should be 22, so positive 22 plus 22ab squared. 2/3 times a negative 6. That's going to be a minus 4. Minus 4a squared b, and again, leaving the variables the same. Now, there are two types of terms we have here. We have a squared b's, a squared b. We've also got one over here, a squared b. And we've also got the ab squared. So to begin with, let's combine these two. That's going to be 5, and it's an a squared b term. Okay, next, we have minus 24ab squared plus 22ab squared. So we know it's going to be ab squared. But negative 24 plus 22 is going to give us a negative 2. So I'm going to write 5a squared b minus 2ab squared. And that will be our answer there. That's the most simplified way we can get that. Okay, now we're going to do these same steps, okay, starting with our equations on number 3. So the steps we're going to be using, that we've been following this whole unit, are don't call me a monster. Distribute, first. Combine like terms. We're going to get to this tomorrow. It's move variables. Add, subtract, multiply, divide. So first, we're going to distribute 3 times this guy right here, so that's going to be 3a minus 15. So 3a minus 15 will bring down plus 19 and the negative 2. So next we get to combine like terms. Plus negative 15 plus 19. We only combine variables or terms on the same side. So only combine things over here. If there's anything to combine over here, do that. But keep these two sides separate. This is how we know that these two things are the same, they're equal. Okay, so we have to be really careful about that. Only combine these two. So that's going to be 3a plus 4 equals negative 2. Now remember, if we do one thing on the other, on one side, we're going to have to do on the other as well. So here, to solve this, next thing we have is add, subtract. Well, we've got the addition here, so we are going to subtract. So we're going to subtract 4 from both sides, which gives us a negative 6. And 0 pair, we get 3a. Dividing by 3, a equals negative 2. So our solution is a equals negative 2. Okay, now I'm going to do this a couple of times. I'm going to go ahead and go over my calculator. Okay, I'm going to plug this in and check it. All right, so this is 3 times a minus 5. I'm actually going to put the a in there for now. plus 19 equals negative 2. But instead of an a, I'm going to put in a negative 2 because that's what we believe our answer is. So 3 parentheses negative 2 minus 5 plus 19 equals negative 2. And that is a true statement. So we do know, in fact, that a is negative 2. All right, number 4, distribute. Is there anything to distribute? Is there anything to distribute? We have to have parentheses, right? No parentheses. Can't distribute. So next we go to combine like terms. We can combine two things over here. 8x minus 3x, so that's 5x minus 10, we'll bring the minus 10 down, equals 20. And let me separate those two. Let's see, distribute, can't do that. Combine like terms, add, subtract. So we're going to add 10 because we have subtraction. We're doing the opposite. 5x equals 30. Okay, dividing by 5, x equals 6. X equals 6. Now before I call it my answer, I'm going to go flip back over and check this. So everywhere, we have 8x, everywhere there is an x, I'm going to put a 6. So 8 times 6 minus 3 times 6 minus 10 equals 20. And that is in fact a true statement. So we do know in fact that x equals 6. Okay, number 5. First, distribute. Well, the only thing we can distribute here is this negative 3. It's just right up next. It's adjacent to those parentheses, so we can distribute that. So we'll take negative 3 times 2r. That's going to be negative 6r. And negative 3 times negative 1, so that's plus 3. Bring down negative 9, and equals negative 18. Combine like terms, if there's anything to collect, and there is over here, we're going to take the negative 9 and the positive 3. That will give us a negative 6. Now we'll bring down negative 6r. Okay, so this just came from right there, and this guy came from both of those coming together. Okay, let me do that again with a different color. This guy came from those two combined together. Okay. Now we're going to bring down the equals 18 or negative 18. Add, subtract. So we're going to add 6. That produces a negative 12. 0 pairs, so negative 6r. Dividing by negative 6. R equals positive 2 should be our answer. Okay, now I have checked this already. I recommend you pause the video every time and take that answer and plug it in. Whether I show it to you or not, you need to plug it in and make sure it's right. Again, there's no excuse for anything to ever be wrong with these. Number 6. First, we will distribute. I'll go ahead and write my steps up here. Again, don't call me a monster, but we are going to ignore that one in the middle. So distributing, we get 3 equals. That should be 7h minus 14 plus 17. So 7 times h, 7 times a minus 2. Okay. Combine like terms. That'll be on this side, negative 14 plus 17. So we have 7h plus 3, when you add those two together, equals 3. Add, subtract. We will subtract 3 from both sides. That's 0. I'm going to have to write the 0 over here. 7h. These two cancel out. Now I had to write the 0 because there has to be something on the left side. Last step, dividing, multiplying or dividing. Here we're going to divide by 7. And 0 divided by 7 is 0. So h equals 0. Now, I like this because I could actually plug this in real quick. 0, plug it in here, you get negative 2 times 7. That's negative 14 plus 17 is 3. Go ahead and plug that in the calculator if you need to. Okay. Number 7. Distribute first. We will multiply 3 over 2 times everything over here. That is going to give us a 9 over 2x plus 15 over 2 equals negative 24. All right, subtracting from both sides, because we're going to have to move straight to, there's nothing to combine here. Nothing over here, nothing over here. We can't put these two together. One has an x, one doesn't. So we'll have to move straight to add, subtract. So subtract 15 over 2. Now remember, 15 over 2 is just a number. Okay, it's a fraction, but it's just a number. All right, 20, let's see, that is a negative 24 minus 15 over 2. That is negative 63 over 2. And that is 9 over 2x. Again, 9 over 2 is just a number. Okay, so I'm going to divide by 9 over 2. Now, what you could do instead, and I kind of like this, is multiply by 2 over 9, the reciprocal. That way the 2's cancel out and the 9's cancel out. You can kind of see that it works out. So therefore, x equals, okay, let's see, 2's cancel out, we get negative 7. So x equals negative 7. And again, I'd recommend you check that. Number 8, distribute the 2, so we'll have 7x plus 2x plus 12 equals 39. Combine like terms. These two on this side, the left, we get these two added together. So we get 9x plus 12 equals 39. Okay. Subtracting 12 from both sides. It's going to be 27. So 9x equals 27, dividing by 3. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Dividing by 9, you get x equals 3. And so therefore our answer is x equals 3. All right, number 9. Can't distribute. There are no parentheses, so we need to combine like terms. So over here we have y minus 3y. So we know we're going to bring down that negative 7 equals 13. Y minus 3y. So that's 1y. 1 minus 3 is negative 2. So negative 2y. Add, subtract. Add 7 to both sides. It gives us a negative 2y equals 20. Dividing by negative 2. Y equals negative 10. And again, please check that. Number 10, we have negative 10 plus 4 times 3p plus 10. That means we're going to have to distribute right here. The parentheses give that away. So we'll go ahead and do that now. 4 times those two guys right in there. We should get 12p plus 40 equals 18. And I would be remiss if I did not go back and make sure I didn't lose something, and I did. I lost that negative 10. Negative 10, and that's a positive, so that's plus there. So there's distribute. Combine like terms. Combining negative 10 plus 40, all on that side. So we get, that's a plus 30, positive 30. Bring down the 12p equals 18. Combine like terms, move variables, not now. Add, subtract, multiply, divide. So we'll subtract 30. 12p equals negative 12. Divide by 12. P equals negative 1. Okay. Last one on this front page, number 11. 17 equals x minus 3 parentheses negative x plus 1. So we need to distribute first. This time we're going to distribute a negative 3. So negative 3 times negative x. Negative times negative is positive, so actually I'm going to go ahead and bring all this down. Okay. We're going to have 17 equals x minus negative 3 times negative x. It's going to be a positive plus 3x And then we distribute that negative 3 to a positive 1, we get a negative 3. So minus 3. Combining like terms, this time it is the variables. So we have 1x plus 3x. That is 4x, and that's only on this side. So 17 equals 4x minus 3. Add, subtract. We'll add 3 to both sides. That would give us a 20. 20 equals 4x. Okay, those two are multiplied. We'll divide by 4. And that becomes x equals 5. Whole point of the video is that you can pause it and go back if you need to. So please do that if I'm going a little too fast. Okay, number 12. Actually, these two get a little more complicated because we have actually two sets of parentheses. All right, so first, we're going to have to write outside the parentheses. We have a 1 because there's nothing else there. If there's something there, leave it. But like here, leave the 5 there. But here, there's nothing else, we need to put a 1. And I'm going to put a negative 1 right there. All right, so 1 times x, 1 times minus 3, doesn't change anything. We get 1x minus 3. Over here, negative 1 times everything here, okay, will give us a negative 1x plus 5. Bring down our plus 2x equals 0. Combining like terms, there are actually several things we can combine. First, with the variables, we have 1x minus 1x, and then also a 2x. 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 plus 2 is 2, so we get 2x. 2x. And then we have minus 3 plus 5. That covers everything over here. Minus 3 plus 5 gives us a plus 2. Equals 0. I'm going to bring that line over that way. Add, subtract. We will subtract 2 from both sides. 0 minus 2 is negative 2. Bringing down the 2x. And then dividing by 2. Aren't you glad we spent plenty of time on two-step equations? We get negative 1. We use that a whole lot. So x equals negative 1. And still go back and check these. Number 13, we will distribute a 5 on this side, only to what's inside the parentheses. And on this side, we're going to distribute an 8, only to what's inside the parentheses. That 5 only affects here, the 8 only affects there. So that's going to be a 5 minus 10w plus 8w plus 24 equals 77. Combining like terms, and I want you to do this part on your own, but you can check it here. We get negative 2w plus 29 equals 77. And for a little practice with two-step equations, the answer here is w equals negative 24. You might want to do the steps in between, but there is your answer to check. Okay, next we have number 14. If negative 2x minus 4 equals 10, find the value of 2x. Now, when we previously saw this, we had it in two steps. First, find x. What is x? And then find 2x. So we're just going to solve for x here. It's a little bit of review. All right, so we'll add 4 to both sides. So we get negative 2x equals 14. Dividing by 2, by negative 2, x equals negative 7. X is negative 7. Therefore, 2x, that's 2 times negative 7, since that's what x is, negative 14. So the answer we're really looking for is 2x equals negative 14. All right, 15 is going to be very similar. First, find a, then find the value of a plus 4. Right, so we will subtract 12 from both sides. That gives us 3a equals 18. Dividing by 3, we get a equals 6. So then a plus 4, that is like saying a plus, wrong place, that's like saying 6 plus 4, because a is 6. So therefore, a plus 4 is 10. Keep getting those numbers mixed up. Hold on. 18. Okay, that's good. All right, next we have 16 and 17. We have two triangles. Write and solve an equation to find the values of x for each triangle. Hint, the sum of the angle measures in any triangle is 180 degrees. So that means the sum of the angles, if we add these three angles up, we should get 180. So let's go ahead and do that. Add the first one, 2x plus 7 plus 63 plus 30. That should be 180, right? Right. So let's actually solve this and see what x is. So that's going to be, actually we can drop the parentheses here, but 1 times this stuff, we get 2x plus 7 plus 63 plus 30 equals 180. All right, so if you add the like terms together, 7, 63, and 30, again, that's only on this side, then you get, that's equals 180. Add those together, you get 2x plus 100. Subtracting 100 from both sides, that's going to be 80. So we get 2x equals 80. Dividing both sides by 2, x equals 40. That is not our final answer. X is 40. That's the first blank. Next, we're asked what is 2x plus 7. So if you plug 40 in, there, that's 2 times 40. Well, that's 80 plus 7, so this is 87. 2 times 7 is 87. That means this angle right here is 87 degrees. 87 degrees, we have 63 degrees, and we also have 30 degrees. Now, as the final check, add these three angles together. If they do not equal 180, we did something terribly wrong. Okay. Actually, I already did this, but I'm going to go ahead and do it again. We got 87 plus 63 plus 30, which is 180. Check. This all works out. All right, number 17. Again, adding all three sides, or not sides, adding all three angles, we should get 180. So x plus 114 should be 180. This time, our like terms we can combine are actually the x's. So 1x plus 1x gives us 2x. 2x plus 114 is 180. So subtracting 114 from both sides, okay, we get 2x. 2x equals, and let's see, that's going to be 66, I believe. Yep. Dividing by 2, x equals 33. So x is 33. That means our angles are 33 degrees, 114 degrees, and 33 degrees again. Okay. Last problem. Alex belongs to a music club. In this club, students can buy a student discount card for $19.95. This card allows them to buy CDs for $3.95 each. After 1 year, Alex has spent $63.40. Find the number of CDs C that Alex bought. Now, they've actually given it to us, but I'm going to go and write it. C equals the number of CDs. Now, our equation is going to be, now we know we have a total of 63.80, or 63.40, rather. We know that's our total, $3.95 each. The word each tells us that's going to be per CD, so $3.95 C. We'll pay that every time for each CD. But then we also pay this $19.95. We pay that once. So $19.95 plus $3.95 C equals $63.40. And we'll subtract 1995 from both sides. And I'm just going to cut to the chase. Subtract that, then you'll divide by 395, and you should get something to the effect of 11. C equals 11. And I'm going to write this in words. Alex bought, we're going to answer our question, Alex bought 11 CDs. Does that answer our question? Find the number of CDs that he bought. Yes, bought 11 CDs. And that's the answer I'm looking for. Units, and actually we know that it answers our question the way it's written. All right, that brings us to the end of these notes.